Jon Christopher Davis, great to have you here at Noise11.com after talking to your mate Stan Lynch last week.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Yeah, so we've got the man who keeps the timing in the band. He talked to us last week. Now we've got the man at the front. You're the voice.
Thank you. Well, it's a great privilege to be a voice because, his iconic drumming, I grew up with it. I mean, I started out as a drummer, playing like Last Dance with Mary Jane, right? And then I moved on to guitar and bass and piano, and I started writing and singing, and I found my voice. But uh, Stanley was a big part of my soundtrack growing up. So to fast forward and be in a band with this Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, are you kidding me? What a lovely gift.
Yeah. So how does that happen? You just pick up a phone, send an email, send a text message, and say, "Hey, join my band." How did you get Stan Lynch in your band?
Great question. It started in Nashville back in, I think, 2001. He was writing for, I think, Sony Tree Publishing. I was writing for Warner Chappell Publishing. We got set up on a blind date, and we just we didn't even write a song that day. We just hit it off just as pals. Like, I love this, you love that. And we just kind of, I don't know, it was just kind of a natural brotherhood, if you will, at first sight. It's just like, it just happened. And then, so we wrote songs off and on for 20 years. And during COVID, I remember, like, we had to be super careful. I would get tested, he would get tested. I would fly down to Florida. We would just pick up where we left off. We started writing songs and recording demos. And he also played me several songs that he had written on his own and uh, performed it as the lead vocalist. I'm like, Stan, your voice sounds amazing. I think the world would love to hear this. I want to hear it. So if I want to hear it, I have to believe that somebody else wants to hear it. And so I think I just kind of arm wrestled him down and like, dude, get your ass behind the drums and do what you were born to do. Your swing is like nobody else. I mean, my favorite drummers are drummers who also sing. For example, Levon Helm from the band, Don Henley from the Eagles, Phil Collins from Genesis. There's something about drummer singers that I've always related to. And I think he's just one of the most iconic drummers ever heard in my life. And what a gift to be his pal and be in a band with him. It's really cool.
I think people underestimate who the important or what the importance of the drummer is in the band, don't they? Because while this guy is sitting at the back of the band, he's the one keeping the timing. The band follow the drummer.
Oh man, you better get him. It's called a pocket. And the drummer sets the pocket, and Stanley's the best at it. I mean, because he swings. A lot of drummers don't swing. He swings, and it has this very sexy, I'm not in a hurry, cool vibe to it. It's real easy as a guitar player and a singer to not only play to, but to write to. It's lovely. It's like, he's great.
So the Speaker Wars are a six-piece band. Now, John Michael Smith on guitar, Brian Patterson on bass, Steve Ritter on percussion, Jay Brown on keyboard. What's their backgrounds?
Oh, well, I've been working with those guys for a long time. We're Texas-based, pretty much. Jay's in Carolina, but pretty much the band is Texas-based. And I've been working with these guys for, oh my God, 10, 12 years. And I thought, well, why recreate the wheel? I got a really good band here. Why not just bring Stanley into that And we did go through a couple of member changes. I mean, understandably, like you got to try a shoe on, right? And we came up with the combo and the recipe that we like, and we have a wonderful manager here in Texas named Mike Pasterzi who has just this amazing studio soundstage, and he's been very kind to us. So it's easier for everyone to get together and rehearse and to record and to make a joyful noise unto the Lord.
Mm. So, if we go back to your solo albums, that is basically the Speaker Wars lineup on there as well, minus Stan. Is that right?
Interesting. Yes and no. I mean, I look like Stanley. I've been around the block a couple of times, so I've worked with a lot of musicians over the years. So there are Texas musicians, there are Nashville musicians, and so if you look at my solo catalog, it's all over the place. But the guys that are currently in the Speaker Wars, yeah, I've been working with those cats for 12 years. So there's just already a baked in brotherhood. And I thought it was real easy for Stanley, I hope, easy for Stanley to land into this lovely nest of seasoned musicians uh, who got their shit together, and egos are intact, and we just want to go out and have fun and make people happy. That's the bottom line. I mean, that's our job.
Well, Speaker Wars album is 10 tracks. I'll just go through the 10 titles and you give me a quick summary of, each song as we go along. The one that I love the lyrics to, You Make Every Lie Come True.
That's cool. Thank you. Stanley had that chorus. Hey, there's nothing we can't do. Hey, you make every lie come true. And it's like, well, okay, great. So where's the story going? I'm going to write like Bob Dylan. I'm going to rock like Johnny Cash. I'm going to sing on the Grand Ole Opry while the cameras flash. We're just making up our lies. And it turned out to be a pretty cool little rock and roll record. We're happy with it. And we wrote that, oddly enough, 20 years ago. Uh, it's just, what can I say, Paul? Sometimes it takes time for a band to form. But here we are 20 years later, and yeah, we're happy with that song. I think it was really cool. The video turned out nice, and uh, hopefully people enjoy it.
It Ain't Easy is another one of the early tracks we get to hear before the album release.
That's an idea I took into Stan, and and this happens oftentimes. Like I may have a hook, I may have, I don't know, 30 seconds of a melody, but my mojo is saying, that feels like money. And so I'll bring those little, bags of nuggets of gold into the room, and he'll go, "That's pretty good. Let's work on that." And that's what we did with "It Ain't Easy." And you know what, the lyrics really hold up for me. I think it's a good performance, and it's a reminder that we're all getting older, but better to live your best life now.
What about Taste of Heaven?
That's all Stanley. I had nothing to do with that other than uh, we mixed it and I put some harmonies on it. Uh, I don't know. I may have played a guitar too on it, but that's that's pretty much Stanley. And I think that's a hit song. I really do. And I think he sounds great. I've always been a fan of his voice, and that's why I've always encouraged him. Like, well, dude, if I love this, I think other people will love it too. I'm just that cocky in my belief.
The track 4 is Never Ready to Go. What's that story?
That was a song that I brought into Stanley. Uh, I've been married for 30, well, been with my partner 38 years, and I'm madly in love with her. She's incredible. She's gorgeous. She rocks my brain. And we do date nights from time to time. I'm like, I'm never ready to go because you inspire me and you fill me and you make me feel alive. So that's a song for people who are in love, man. Like, why would I want to leave this? This is awesome.
And you can say nice romantic things to her after all this time, like, I'm going to rock you like a boombox.
All right. Thanks for doing your research. That's very kind of you. Same song was written about her, 100%. I mean, quick story on that. Boombox, that was that's because of a cassette I found in our attic of a mixtape that I made her in 1985. And it was cheesy as all get out. It's Richard Marx, Lionel Richie. I mean, just all the romantic stuff. And I made it for her because she was going to Europe. I'm like, oh, just something to remember me by. And I found that tape and I'm like, oh my God, it still works. So I wrote a song about it called Boombox. Yeah.
Yeah. Fun fact, I think every song that's written about a boombox gets banned by radio. So The Who, Squeezebox, was banned by radio. In Australia,
Right.
we've got a band called Daddy Cool from the 1970s. They had a song, Baby Let Me Bang Your Box, about a squeeze box, and it was banned by radio. How'd
I
your
love that.
boombox go? Did radio play it at all?
Here in North Texas, yeah, I get some airplay on it. I'm very fortunate. I have a nice little fan base here in North Texas, and the radio stations are kind and they play my stuff, and that's nice. But that was yesterday. My focus is the speaker wars.
Yeah. Let's get back to the album and track five, The Forgiveness Tree.
That's an idea that I brought into Stanley. I think I only had the chorus. I set down the piano and I played that chorus for him, and he just opened up like, oh my God, this is what we got to do. And it came out pretty quickly. And you know what? It's interesting because that song was originally just recorded as a demo. I think I had a 57 microphone, no popper stopper. We're just recording an idea. But I remember, I think I had two takes of that song, and we listened back. It's like, well, we're done. I know we didn't record it with a, professional recording microphone, but I had a moment, and it's very honest. I love the lyric, and Stanley, as always, brought the heat. That's what he does.
The next track is When the Moon Cries Wolf.
Right on. So I just threw that title to Stan, and he took off with it. And I think it was like a week later. It's like, I got it. And he sent me a whole freaking track for it. I'm like, oh my God, that's what he does. I mean, he bites on a good hook. And when the moon cries wolf, well, that's a pretty good hook. And he's a great poet, and he put it together, and we got together and banged out the music, and there you go.
Hmm. Traders South.
Trader South, that is I don't know if I can say this on your show, but that was uh edit this out if you need to. It
Oh,
was based
no, we're talking to Australia here.
okay. Look, it was based on a titty bar that Stanley used to play when he was a young lad in Florida. And that was kind of where he got his cherry popped, as a live musician. And it's a hilarious story. Every single bit of the lyrics are true. And what's hilarious, if you hear the last line of the song, he says, "I bought the sign," which is absolutely true. He bought the titty bar sign somehow or another, and now it hangs it hangs proudly in his barn. And when I saw that and he told me the story, I think I just, I don't know, I dreamed up something, kind of folky and cool. I said, dude, this is your story. You should write it, but this is what I'm feeling. And like he does every time, he took it and ran with it, and he scored a touchdown.
Yeah. And that's the difference between Stan and an Australian. Stan bought the sign, the Australian would have bought the bar.
Ah! Cheers.
Let's get on to Leave Him.
That was another idea that I brought into Stanley, and we thought, I don't know, it's like if we were the Everly Brothers today, what would that sound like? And so we came at it from that point of view. It's lovely. I love the melody. I love the lyrics, and I love the way Stanley sounds uh, singing behind me. I mean, that's one of the most iconic, if you will, background voices in the history of rock and roll. And it's pretty cool. Yeah, and it's his story. And I just threw him a nugget, and that's what he does. He slam dunks it.
Track 9 on the album, Sit With My Soul.
That was an idea I had based on when I was a little boy in Texas. I was fortunate enough to grow up in a very musical family. And on weekends, I recall we would go to my grandmother's house in Sulphur Springs, Texas. And my uncles would be there, my aunts would be there, cousins would be there. Everyone played an instrument, whether it was a banjo or a mandolin or a fiddle or a guitar or a piano. And we just kind of all jammed as a family. And mostly like, old spiritual songs, gospel songs and country songs. But it just to answer your question, it reminded me of the childhood that I had. And when all those people passed, uh, that chair, that rocking chair still sits on uh, my grandmother's front porch. And last time I was there, I was just looking at it and I was just contemplating on the memories I had. And I saw that empty chair. I'm like, sit with my soul. I know my grandmother would love for me to sit with her soul. I know Stan's mom would love for him to sit with her soul. And so that it's more of a hymn, if you will.
Mm. Yeah, it's a
And I hope,
beautiful sentiment.
well, thank you. It's very heartfelt.
Mm.
Thank you.
And the final track on the album, I Wish You Peace.
That's all Stanley. That's something he had cooking. If memory serves me correctly, I think he had verses to it, and then he had this interesting chorus, and somehow or another, I said, why don't you cut that part out and just use this? Just the chorus. I wish you peace. I wish you love. Because it just sounded, to me, it sounded like iconic, the chorus. I mean, that could be an Apple commercial. That could be in an Amazon commercial or a Kroger commercial. There's something beautiful about that sentiment and the melody. But that's all my partner. That's Stanley. And, he was nice enough to let me throw a harmony on it. We did I think some Beach Boys kind of vocals on the front. But that's him tolerating me. But I think it turned out to be a very lovely record. And I love, uh, I love the message from that song. That's all we got.
Yeah. And that's the 10 songs from the Speakables debut album. Great stories on the songs. And Stan said you've done one show and you've performed every song live from this record. And you've also done songs from your solo stuff and his Heartbreakers stuff. What does the set list look like?
Well, it's definitely the record. We play every song on the album, but we also throw in, I mean, come on. He's Stan Lynch from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. If you don't throw in a couple of songs from his older band, well, that just wouldn't be cool. It's like, of course, we're going to honor the past, but we're moving towards the future. But yeah, I think it's a balance. Like, yeah, we do listen to her heart, which is lovely. We do breakdown. We do rocking around, which is off their first record. I mean, we don't want to wear it out for sure, but come on, you got to pay, homage to look at this amazing history that my partner has had, and I'll be damned if we're not going to tip our hat to it.
It must be just incredible for you, though. I mean, you're singing "Listen to Her Heart." You're singing the Tom Petty vocal and
Yeah.
turning around, and there's the guy who played the drums on the original record sitting behind you, playing the drums while you sing Tom's vocal. That must be an incredible experience.
I really can't put it into words other than thank you for saying that. And yeah, it's a huge responsibility. Um, I'm just stepping into the shadows. By no means am I trying to replace anybody. It's like, but I do want to pay respect. Like, man, you guys made fucking great records. And I absolutely, it's my honor to pay homage to that. And but that's really up to Stanley. It's not up to me. That's his old band, and I would never ask him to do something he doesn't want to do. So I have nothing but respect for his wishes upon the old catalog.
When I was reading up on your background, I was taken by a line. Davis began his career in 1990 by playing in a Dallas bar scene. There's the opening of your biopic, isn't it? There's the opening scene.
Uh, Absolutely.
Mm.
100%. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm a punk from Bonham, Texas. And the fact that I'm still doing this is like, it's kind of like our first single, You Make Every Lie Come True. I'm living my lie. I told myself I was going to be a rock star, and I'm still kind of living that lie. So, what a gift.
35 years down the track, you must be doing something right.
It's been a long time, man, but I wouldn't trade it for anything because the greatest joy, Paul, is at our age is being in a gang of brothers. And that's a big gift. A lot of people don't get that at our age. And we have the blessing of having this lovely brotherhood with me and Stanley and management and the boys in the band. And we get together, and Paul, we're juveniles. We're 14. I mean, we are. We're farting, we're burping, we're telling dirty jokes. But I don't know, between that and rock and roll, it makes we feel alive, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's about. I just want to feel alive, and I feel alive with this band.
Well, there's been one live show to date. Let's hope there's many more to come. And let's hope there's some south of the equator and we get you down here at one point.
What? Hey, hook us up. You got any connections? We would love it. It'd be awesome. And by the way, I made a list, Paul, of bands just because I want to honor Australia. I'm no shit. These bands, these Australian artists made a massive impact on my life. AC/DC, Crowded House, In Excess, Men at Work, Olivia Newton-John, Little River Band, Rick Springfield, Midnight Oil, and my latest Australian sensation, Jess McAvoy. I'm telling you, whatever's in the water down there, keep doing it. It's amazing. So your country has truly blessed my heart and my brain with superior kick-ass music.
Yeah. Well, it all came out of the pubs and clubs. That's why we have the ACDCs and the Angels and the Midnight Oils and Cold Chisels down here.
It's
They all
called
started in pubs.
it's elbow grease, man. And that's why you feel it, and that's why you cling to it. Like I mean, nobody has time for anything that's not real. So I really, your country has really just produced a ton of incredible music that'll live with me forever. So I'm a big fan. So to your point, hell yes. I would love to tour Australia with the Speaker Wars.
Well, let's hope it happens. John, it's been great to talk to you here at noise11.com.
You too, Paul. Thank you.